If you like past life stories, you're going to want to listen to this one. As a past life regressionist and higher self hypnotherapist, I hear some really wild past life stories, as well as stories about people, what they do in between lives. But here's one that's one of my favorites. So this client who came to me, this is her first life being a human. And in the life right before this one, she was a frog. When I asked her why she chose to come as a frog, she said to relax, to trust, to know peace, and to learn how to trust nature. And I'm going to read to you from my notes for this next question. I asked, in what ways do you feel like you trust nature as a frog? And she said, it warms up the planet every morning and provides us with cover every night. It provides food and shelter and friends and beauty and peace. I asked her, do you ever have any challenges in your life? And she said, yes, but I don't feel overwhelmed by them somehow. They just are. Mother Nature provides, and we all just accept it with reverence and love because we understand her cycles. I asked her, as a frog, are you able to experience non-acceptance of any of your circumstances or your life? And she said, as a frog, I'm not able to experience non-acceptance. I said, so for you, there's just acceptance. Is that it? And she said, yes, that's correct. I asked her, do you think that might be what gives you peace? And she said, oh, yes. I said, you mentioned your life is peaceful. Is that the majority of your life? And she said, yes, my life is peaceful in general. There are just the exciting bits, like close calls when I almost get eaten. But then I go back to being happy that I didn't get eaten. It's a very simple existence. I asked her, if your soul could tell you why you needed to learn these things, how does it help you in your overall soul journey? What would your soul say? And she said, I feel so completely relaxed as a frog, and I can let the water move me. I don't need to control anything. There are bigger forces beyond me that are wiser than me, that can guide me. I'm feeling this peace will help her, my client, channel it in her normal day-to-day life to trust the universe and to let go. I then asked, as a frog, are you ever concerned with what's going on with the animals and other friends around you? And she said, no. I said, how come? You're just focused on yourself? And she said, there's trust in others to do their thing and for me to live my day. I said, so what if another frog that's a friend or a family member gets eaten? How do you feel then? She said, I don't feel very attached to other frogs. I understand that one day I will be eaten, and that's okay. I said, so there's acceptance with that? And she said, there's total acceptance. Life is just a short snippet. It would be wasted otherwise. I said, what do you mean it would be wasted? And she said, the worry, sadness, and grief. Our lives are short as frogs. It must be lived in the moment. I fast forwarded her to the day that she died, and I asked, what happened? Did you actually get eaten? And she said, no, actually, I lived in a jungle and the water dried up, so then I dried out. I said, so what are you thinking as you lie there getting ready to die? And she said, that I'm really going to miss this peaceful jungle. I then said, so after you leave your body and you're looking down at it from above, from a soul perspective, what do you think or feel about that life? And she said, that maybe there's a lot more wisdom in presence and peacefulness and a lot to learn from wildlife that we don't see. I found so much wisdom in this life as a frog. The fact that she couldn't have non-acceptance and she only had acceptance, and that brought her so much peace. And the fact that she wasn't attached to anyone else around her. She just knew she had to live in the moment, and they had their own journey. That it wasn't her responsibility to be worried or fearful for anyone else. And she just knew that life had cycles, and it was going to come and it was going to go, and it was going to ebb and it was going to flow. And she was in total acceptance with that. She didn't have anxiety or fear about it. She had acceptance, which gave her so much peace. And she really just enjoyed her life, the peacefulness, the beauty, everything she had to be grateful for. She just really enjoyed living.
To hear more past life and higher self-hypnosis stories, visit my profile and subscribe.
Think about things from their perspective maybe, and what they're learning as they are incarnated as that other non-human being, and what lessons we can maybe learn from them.